Ladies and gentlemen, so a few things we're going to do today. I teach a lot using celebrity case studies. These are people who are very rich, or very famous, and they are born, of course, with golden numbers. Okay? Then what we're going to do is that we're going to use these studies to educate us, and we look at the parallel against our lives. Alright? Then I'm going to teach you how to use numbers to tell you about your own character. Isn't that fantastic? To tell you also about the character or personality of somebody who's so different from you. Okay, so we're going to do archetypes of numbers. Then what we're going to do is that we will also bring on numerology and astrology. We're going to discuss your elements. Okay, I'm going to draw similarities with Chinese metaphysics, but only on a need-to-know basis, because I'm not a Chinese metaphysics consultant. And then we're going to take a look at events that happen in a celebrity's life that brings the fall of his or her fortune. Again, to educate ourselves, because whatever must go up will also become down, right? So we talk about the rise and fall of our fortune, in other words. Okay, is that a good thing? And then also, we will take a look at the year in question. I'm going to teach you a prediction tool that will help you to look at the future and at the past as well. I'm going to leave you with golden numbers for this year. Okay? And then we will take questions and answers. In the midst of all this, I'm going to give you 10 minutes to stretch your legs and to visit the washroom. Would that be okay? Alright, so let's take a look at Michael Jackson. Let's take a look at his birth dates, shall we? So you find that Michael has got a, what we call a birth certificate name, and the birth certificate name is Michael Joseph Jackson. Okay, so you will find that in the numerology that I practice, which is Pythagorean numerology, Pythagoras is the father of modern numerology. As you well know, he's also the father, he's a great mathematician, as well as, not many of you know this, he's a mystic. Okay, he actually founded his first school of magic and mysticism back in his hometown, and that's why he didn't die a nice death, yeah? So, in other words, we're going to make use of the name that you travel with. If you don't know what your legal name is, ladies and gentlemen, take a look at your passport. Your passport name will have to go into where? Your bank account. And that's going to affect you. Okay? We're not going to use your names that you use in the office or what we call your nicknames, because we don't do that, okay? And the reason why is because the Pythagorean system is used widely all over the world to give you very accurate readings of what we call name numerology. So as you can see, Michael comes with a birth name that says Michael Joseph Jackson. He's also known as Michael Joe Jackson. In other words, Joe is what? Maybe like a nickname. But is it useful? No, because we're not going to analyze that. Okay? So he's born on the 29th of August, 1958 in Indiana. That's the US, yeah? And he died at age 50. And actually that was his swan song, his swan song project. And you find that with your birth date, we can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, what you are best at using your inborn gifts. In other words, the best occupations, the best businesses for you. Okay, so let's take a look at this. And if you have your paper, you will work this out together with me, because I'm going to teach you the formula, yeah? So you will work with me. You notice that he's American, so what? What happens is that they start with month, day, year. That's exactly how you fill in the form. But because we are in Malaysia, And I came from Singapore, and I'm supposed to use what we call the British system. That will be day, month, year. Now, the good news is that you don't have to worry, because any way you use, whether you use the American way or the British way, it is the same calculation. Okay? So as a Singaporean, I'm going to put this in front, 29, and you can help me to convert August into a numeral. So August is what? Very good, thank you very much. Now, so 2 plus 9 will give you 11. This is 8. Okay? We are not going to reduce 11 because this is the formula. Okay? This is the golden ruler. And that's why it's all mathematically driven. 11 is what we consider a master number, so we don't reduce master numbers. Okay? So remember that master numbers are anything that appears like what we call twin numbers, 11, 22, 33, and 44. But more of that later. So we don't reduce this. I'd like you to remember to keep this as a compound number, okay? Because I'm using the ancient school. So what I'm doing is that I'm combining the modern school, which is 1 to 9. So 11 plus 8 will give you 19, isn't it? 1 plus 9 will give you 1. And we're going to live it. 1 plus 9 will give you 10. You throw away the 0, because 1 plus 0 will give you 1. Reason being that the first two sets, we will live it as 1 to 9. Why? Because that's Pythagoras system. Why 9? Because there are only 9 planets in the universe. Simple, right? Okay. Then we come to the compound number. Compound numbers will be anything from 10, compound or double digit, yeah, all the way to 52. 52, why? Because there are 52 weeks in a year. Okay? So 1 plus 10 will give you, 1 plus 9 will give you 10, 5 plus 8 will give you 13, so this is 23. Remember, we are living this as compound number. So I bring the 1 over. Michael is 24. I'd like you to take a look at my book, Secrets of Golden Numbers, to find out the meaning of 24. You all have my book here. So this is where Memoji comes in, because all the numbers have got a meaning to it. Okay? Okay, so turn to the page where you have all the numbers, yeah? Very good. It's on page 19. Isn't that coincidental? Because we have 19. Yeah. And you'll find that this number will give you help of what? People who are rich, who are powerful. Okay, 24. I'd like you to know that 24 will bring you nobleman luck. Nobleman luck. In Chinese, if you're Chinese, and Chinese metaphysics consultant will tell you is what we call Hui Ren. Noble man. Okay? So if you're born on the 24, good news for you. You have that in your life already. You have people assisting you from behind, the rich and powerful, and the noble man. Okay? Now, the reason why I got you to watch the video is that I'd like you to go a bit deeper, because you find that Michael Jackson is very much a very detailed person. How do we know that, ladies and gentlemen? Look at the 4. Look at the 4. The 4 gives attention to detail. So if you're born on the 4, the 13, the 31st, 22, you are a 4, yeah? And you are like that, okay? And you tend to like to control things. So you notice in the video, what was he doing? He was what? Directing, right? He directed that, It's all orchestrated, yeah? And then you notice that he likes to work with a lot of people. How do we know that, ladies and gentlemen? Look at the 2. When you have 2 in your birth date, and it adds up to an even number, 2, 4, 6, that makes you a team player. Isn't that fantastic? Team player. So he works, you notice that he works with a lot of people. His productions are very big budget. shows a lot of money. Okay, and hi. That's the reporter from the Star. And you'll find that if you're born at 29, how many of you are born on the 29th? 29? Show of hands. Wow, very good, huh? You can do this work, 29 or 11 is the number of a sidekick. So you notice that the video that I chose, this being a university, I'm very careful. I'm not going to show you those that makes him shake his hips, what he's so famous for. You probably have not watched this one, okay? This was actually a poem that he composed because he felt very deeply for Mother Earth. He's a humanitarian, he is like an earth angel. He really feels that we were abusing the earth, and he wants to tell us to stop doing that. So he actually does it through his song. So you'll find that, that is his occupation, because if you are 6, you have a natural ability to what? Have a ear for music. So a lot of people, they make use of their voice. So a lot of the 6, they end up in the teaching line. If you're 24 or 6 or 15, you are meant to go into education and training, entertainment, showbiz, because why? You learn applause. Make sense? So with these numbers, can you see how useful it is? It helps you select the right occupation that you can embark on without you trying too hard. So that's a sure way to succeed, isn't it? So coming to that, I'd like to tell you that our meeting today is not an accident, because some 10 to 11 years ago actually, when I first met my numerologist, he's already passed on, he's credited in my book. He said, your meeting me is not an accident within the first 5 minutes. Nothing in life is an accident or a coincidence, it's all meant to be. And if you were to come to a reader, you were to go to a reader, for example, a palmist, because I was actually looking for a palmist, I wasn't looking for a numerologist, because I didn't know what numerology was all about. I just want my palms read. I just want to know what's the future, just like you. Okay? So this is how it works. If we give a reader the left hand, this is the fate hand. And it doesn't change. So in other words, this is the birth date you come born with. Birth date will give you your what? Your gifts. This is what you already know. Okay? Your birth date gives you your gifts that will prepare you for what? The best occupation. And you have also the right hand. The right hand is the improving hand. If today you find that you have no golden numbers, my suggestion to you is to perhaps consider changing your name. Okay? Which is what we're going to talk a little bit about in today's session as well. Now, if you come into life with golden numbers, that's already 50% of the battle won. Can you see where I'm coming from? Easily, you can put that into your pocket because you're already born with golden numbers. And a lot of you are here because you have golden numbers. How do I know? I prepared 7 reports. There was supposed to be 10. And they all have golden numbers. Okay? And if you don't have golden numbers, don't worry. I'm going to give you tips. I'm going to give you remedies, how you can bring it on. Okay? And this way you use the other 50% to improve your life. Okay? Just like this chap. Okay? He doesn't need to because he's got golden numbers already. So, in today's session, whenever you see philanthropists on my slides, you must know that I'm referring to somebody who's very wealthy, who's able to give back to society. So if you're more than 24, you will have wealth potential. Okay? If you're born with a golden number at all, you will have, your wealth potential is already there. You don't have to worry. Okay? And usually, they believe in giving back. If you understand how the law of economics works, in a recession, you're not supposed to tighten your belt, you're supposed to spend. So it's all about an energy, yeah? So when you spend, when you give, you will what? Receive. Agree? When you ask, you will seek. When the student is ready, the teacher appears.